Welcome to Miko's Adventures. All right, guys, so this next adventure is an adventure of the White House Museum, which they call the People's House. They call it the People's House because taxpayers are paying for it. Now, I do encourage people to come and visit this museum because it was really a nice experience. Admission is free. Usually, all DC museums, you don't have to pay an entry charge because, again, taxpayers already done paid for it. So I do like the DMV, the city of DC, because a lot of the different museums are free. So we went into the museum. I'll show you guys a few clips and I hope you enjoy it all.
The interior of the nation's grandest mansion was reduced to smoldering ruin. Only its exterior walls remained intact. The White House was quickly rebuilt, and the south and north porticos were soon added, giving the house the familiar shape we recognize today. In 1901, Theodore Roosevelt moved into the White House with his wife Edith and their 6 children. This large family needed more living space on the second floor, so an extensive renovation was undertaken, enlarging rooms and creating a separate building for staff, known today as the West Wing. William Howard Taft created the first Oval Office. Franklin Delano Roosevelt later doubled the size of the West Wing to accommodate more workers in an expanding government. Harry Truman made the last major exterior modification, adding the Truman balcony in 1948. But the interior of the White House was deteriorating. Engineers confirmed that the building was on the brink of collapse. From 1949 to 1952, construction teams gutted the house and rebuilt the interior. Over the years, White House staff have made lasting impacts. Championed by the nation's first ladies, each presidency adds their own touch on the decor and furnishings. In 1961, First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy founded the White House Historical Association to help collect and exhibit the very best artifacts of American history and tradition. Today, the association works with the White House to protect, preserve, and provide public access to the rich history of America's executive mansion. We now cordially invite you to enter the People's House, a White House experience.
Look at Obama.
Prepare to be immersed in the rooms, the objects, and the people that molded the White House into what it is today. Welcome to not just a house, but your house, the People's House.
This is the People's House because we paying for it. We paying for it. This is the blue room.
The room's elegant French furnishings date back to the James Monroe presidency. The room received its signature color and name under Martin Van Buren. We invite you to explore by touching an object to bring it to life. Experience the great treasures and history that fill the Blue Room.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear
James K. Polk presidency. Today, the furnishings are in the American Empire style that was popular in the 19th century. We invite you to explore by touching an object to bring it to life. Experience the great treasures and history that fill the Red Room. This elegant space was once a private office for Thomas Jefferson and has since played host to an array of events from state dinners to fashion shows. Some of the furnishings in this room date back to the colonial revival style of the early 20th century, when Americans looked back to the origins of the nation for inspiration. We invite you to explore by touching an object to bring it to life. Experience the great treasures and history that fill the state dining room.
But who is he? I don't know Lucy or him.
To a new room shortly.
She had her mahogany chair. She refurbished it.
Used by First Lady Abigail Adams to hang her laundry, the East Room was left unfinished for nearly 30 years before being completed under Andrew Jackson, and has since played host to milestone events in White House history. Bill signings, celebrations, performances, and funerals have all taken place here. The East Room's simple white walls and sparse furnishings allow the White House staff to transform it into the perfect place for a variety of events. We invite you to explore by touching an object to bring it to life. Experience the great treasures and history that fill the East Room.
I bet you he was so stressed. Anybody that has to deal with these people.
Welcome to the Green Room, the first of the state parlors to be named for its color. The green decor started with Thomas Jefferson, expanded under James Monroe, and continues to this day. For over 2 centuries, first families have used the Green Room to play cards, host teas, and welcome visitors. Today, this room features the work of true American masters, from pioneering black artist Jacob Lawrence to the 19th century New York craftsman Duncan Phyfe. We invite you to explore by touching an object to bring it to life. Experience the great treasures and history that fill the Green Room.
That's not real African American art though. They also had a really nice exhibit of each room in the White House. So it was kind of set up like a little dollhouse. So that was pretty cute as well. It showed you rooms on the second floor, and that's where the president and the family basically lives. Showed you rooms on the first and in the, I guess, the basement. So here's some clips of that. Living room, president's bedroom, state dining room. Oh, they got a doctor's office in there.
Welcome to the White House. Enclosed within these historic walls are dozens of rooms, each serving a unique function. The state floor of the White House serves as the primary space for White House events and entertainment.
I enjoy people so very much, and it's always a pleasure to plan for them, enjoy them while they're here.
The second floor of the White House is the private residence for the first family.
This is where we really live. These are the couches we sit on. A home where people live a private and personal life.
The ground floor routinely welcomes visitors who often use the diplomatic reception room for secure entrances and exits. But those purposes have changed over time. In the 19th century, this space housed both free and enslaved workers. This unseen labor force provided vital support to daily life at the White House while living in damp and dark quarters. The first family lived upstairs, crowded by government offices and the president's cabinet room. Early on, White House staff dried laundry in the unfinished East Room. Later, it was transformed into a grand ballroom. And the state dining room was first an office, then a location for elegant dinners.
This is where all the state dinners and lunches are given.
While the parlors hosted weddings, receptions, and formal events, roles they still play today.
This wonderful historic house symbolizes the continuity of our democracy from generation to generation.
So important the setting in which the presidency is presented to the world. American people should be proud of it.
Balancing tradition and change, the White House embodies America's continuing journey.
And here you have the Oval Office. So, you know, this is one of the most famous rooms because this is where, you know, they get some business done at, you know, in a comfortable setting. So I was able to get some clips here while there was no one inside, which was good. It wasn't really pretty. It wasn't that busy when we went. We tried to go before Inauguration Day, and we got there really early, so the museum wasn't as crowded. So I do suggest you get in early if you want to get some good video coverage, photos, and all that good stuff. The museum opens at, I believe, 9 a.m., but we got there at 10. Good morning. Just got to the White House. Okay, it was traffic coming up in here. Had to make some calls. All right, I'll tell them I will be calling them back. Okay, I just got in. I'm tired. All right, had a long day. Okay, who's next? All right, tell them I'll be coming out. This is Madame Miko. All right, the next president. I jammed it together, and I think you guys will love it. This is Madame Miko. Yes, you can send them in. Thank you. All right, I just got to the White House today. I have a very, very busy schedule. All right, but people, tell me what you need me to do for the country, what changes you'd like, and I'm gonna start working on that Monday morning. Okay. All right, I got some work to do, but it was great talking to you all. Peace. All right, so let's make our way up to the second floor. I think you would like all the exhibits up here as well. Everything is pretty cool and very interactive. I would suggest you probably designate a couple hours, and that's just so that you can interact with all the little cool things that they have in each exhibit.
Secretaries and other advisors with cabinet rank to discuss priorities, listen to recommendations, and make decisions.
When the worldwide depression hit the United States, the fact that it was international, that no people were spared, and veritable demand certainly without work.
Red lines, food kitchens, three-quarter apple.
To stabilize the country within the first 100 days of their administration. Let's imagine what FDR and some members of his cabinet may have discussed during that time.
We are in the depths of a Great Depression. Economic catastrophe has unleashed widespread suffering. Banks have collapsed, and Americans are losing their homes and farms to foreclosure. The people are demanding action, and we must harness the power of government to help them. I need input from everyone at this table to determine our priorities.
Before we do anything else, we have to stabilize the banking sector. This means strengthening Americans' confidence in our banking systems and keeping banks and lending institutions in check.
Farmers are struggling to stay in business. Food production costs have gone up, and they are forced to sell for less. We must revive our farms to ensure Americans have enough food on their plates.
But we can't ignore the rest of the world and even look abroad and work with our global partners to steady the world's economy. Only then can we ease our struggles at home.
If we're going to have any chance at recovering from this depression, we'll need to develop closer relationships between business and government.
We need to get Americans back to work. Let's provide support for public works projects. That way, in the communities, we can get them good government jobs to build bridges and tunnels.
We can also employ young men to work manual labor jobs, developing and protecting natural resources on federal lands. In this way, we can not only improve America's public lands, forests, and parks, but it will also provide meals, lodging, and income for many
Nothing in the Constitution requires the president to have.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? Welcome to tonight's state dinner. Please make your way to your seats as we are about to begin.
Ma is at the state dinner. You at the state dinner.
Congratulations, thank you. Country gave us some serious
industries. The president will play both Germans. It's beautiful. It's practical sport.
You know, it's funny, a lot of business state
President's about to arrive.
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the President of the United States. For over 150 years, the White House has played host.
Excited for dinner. You can tell a lot of thought went into planning this.
Couldn't agree more. It's so elegant and creative. Plus, as an athlete, I enjoy having it's amazing to think that the United States has changed and global security.
Yes, the time president.
I was just a little kid, but I knew that was a pretty good deal. We can
That's a diplomatic feat.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to celebrate our honored guests. Shared meals and state visits offer an opportunity to reaffirm our closest partners.
France was America's first ally.
Rebuild critical relationships.
We are reminded of that which binds us the best of public
Bon appetit. Up next is the Family Theater. This was a really fun room. It was very interactive as well. They did a lot of family trivia in this room. I learned some things because, first of all, you don't realize like literally how many presidents there were. And I didn't know a lot of them. I didn't know their wives. I didn't know what actually went on in the White House. So this was really fun. They had trivia games, and on each seat you can choose your answer, A, B, or C, and then it just populates on the screen. It was really fun.
I heard them. I didn't know. No. This little girl said C. Tamika don't know.
Primarily commissioned by the government. However, funds were not set aside for First Lady portraits. In 1869, former First Lady Julia Tyler donated a portrait of herself to the White House.
Yeah, we were all
In doing
wrong.
so, she started the First Lady Portrait Collection.
Acquiring and conserving these incredible Given an East Wing ceremony has painted on
Exercise of the freedom of the press.
The newly renovated grill.
But it was more than one person. That's somebody's child.
All right, make sure you don't miss out on the People's Voice Gallery room. We almost missed out on this room. And it's because when we went upstairs, we started the tour on the left side. This gallery is on the right. So we almost missed it. But anyways, it was very interactive. You can learn about the staff at the White House, the chefs, the security, just everybody. They have all of the first ladies listed, of course, all of the presidents, just everybody, how they operate the White House, all the people involved. This is the butler. So it was really, really fun. And then in the corner, there's a whole photo booth that you must experience. It was really fun. And here's some of my clips for that.
This is the White House History Shop. So they just got little collectibles.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that experience. It was a great adventure with me and my mom. We enjoyed it. It took roughly about an hour and a half inside the museum, but I still recommend 2 hours, and just so you can just have extra time to really go through everything. These were the protesters walking in front of the White House. The museum is basically on the corner of Pennsylvania Avenue. The address is 1700 Pennsylvania Avenue. So these were the protesters that was out that morning. But we got up out of there prior to it getting really jiggy because Mom was like, let's go, and we did. I recommend catching the subway. You can either get off at Farragut West or Farragut North. We chose Farragut West just because it was just like literally a block or two away. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed YouTube. As always, peace. Until next time.